Hey there, and welcome. Today, we're talking about something powerful, a currency that's often overlooked, and that's compassion. We're going to dive into how these simple acts of empathy, especially when things get tough, can build relationships that are just incredibly strong and long lasting.
Just think about it for a second. When you've been through something really tough, what's the one thing that truly sticks with you? I bet it's not the big, grand gestures, right? It's usually those small, quiet moments of connection. It's the people who they just showed up. And that's the power we're going to get into.
You see, showing up for someone during a crisis, it's not just a one off moment of kindness. It's like making a huge deposit into a trust account. It's this powerful signal that can totally redefine a relationship, whether it's personal or professional, for years, even decades to come.
Okay, so what is it about empathy that makes it so darn effective in these moments? It really boils down to one simple idea. Genuine connection matters way more than a perfect response.
Empathy is so much more than just being nice. It's this deep act of validation. Think about it from a psychological standpoint. When we're in a crisis, our whole sense of safety and belonging gets shaken. So when you reach out, you're sending this super clear message that says, hey, I see you, I value you, you are not alone in this. And that simple feeling of being seen, oh, wow, it's unbelievably powerful. And here's where we all get tripped up, right? We get so stuck worrying about finding the perfect thing to say that we end up saying nothing at all. But listen, the goal isn't to be some kind of poet. The goal is just to be a sincere human. Just acknowledging someone's pain, that alone shows you care. And that's what really truly lands. Okay, let's make this real. I want to share a story that shows this whole principle in action. It's about a company in New England that, faced with a community crisis, put compassion right at the very heart of their response.
So here's what happened. A tragedy rocked their local community, and the company's leadership, they did something simple but really profound. They sent personal, handwritten sympathy cards to every single family that was affected. And the response? It was immediate. People started calling and writing in, not to talk business, but just to say thank you for seeing us. And the result? Well, over the next year, a whole bunch of those same families became some of their most loyal customers.
See, this had nothing to do with marketing. It wasn't some clever sales strategy. It was just human connection. And when the time came for those people to make a choice, who do you think they remembered? They remembered the company that showed up for them when it mattered most. That's a kind of bonds that no amount of advertising money can ever buy. Okay, that's a really powerful story, right? But the big question is, how do we actually apply this in our own lives, in our own businesses? So let's break it down into a few simple steps to make this a real, regular practice. All right, step one, just pay attention. Seriously, it's about being aware. Notice when a coworker is suddenly really quiet in meetings, or a client casually mentions a family illness. That's your cue. Step two, make it a routine. When reaching out becomes a consistent habit, it proves you value people for who they are, not just for the transaction. It shows your compassion isn't conditional. And finally, step three, just trust your sincerity. You've got to let go of that need for perfection. Instead of saying something like, I know exactly how you feel, which, let's be honest, can sometimes fall flat, try something simple. I can't imagine what you're going through, but I just wanted you to know I'm thinking of you. That genuine intent, that's what builds a reputation for real compassion. And this all brings us to the big picture, the long-term impact. We're not just talking about a single interaction here. We're talking about the incredible legacy you start to build when you make a habit of showing up for people. Because at the end of the day, this goes way beyond just good business. Sure, empathy absolutely builds loyalty and strengthens relationships, but its real value is so much deeper. It's about our shared humanity. It's about building a community where people genuinely, truly look out for each other. And that's the ripple effect, right there in action. One small, kind act doesn't just stop. It keeps going. It builds relationships that last for years. It creates a deep, unshakable loyalty. It becomes who you are. It's your reputation. It makes your whole community stronger. And ultimately, it all adds up to a legacy of kindness. So I want to leave you with this question to think about. Now that you know how powerful one simple, sincere gesture can be, what's the first step you can take? Who in your world right now might just need to know that they aren't alone today? What ripple is your compassion going to create? Thanks so much for tuning in.